As a beginner, you may be wondering what size to make your stitches. I really like to use a stitch gauge to help me get nice even stitches that are the right size. This is just a 1-inch hole, and the gauge that I'm talking about now will refer to our heavy 3-ply rug yarn, which is similar in weight to a bulky knitting yarn. If you're using a thicker or a thinner yarn, you'll just need to adjust your stitch size and make them a little bigger or a little smaller. With the weight yarn that we're going to be using for this project, we just have 2 stitch sizes, a larger size and a smaller size. And the larger size is 4 stitches per running inch, and we're going to use that for filling in. By filling in, I mean filling in the pear, filling in the background, and filling in the leaf. The smaller stitch is 6 stitches per running inch, and we're going to use that for the outer 2 rows of the rug. So right on the outside edge we've got 2 rows, and also for outlines, like outlining the pear, and for single lines, like the vein and the lettering. So those are the only 2 stitch sizes that we have, and let me punch a little bit of each one, and then it will make sense why we have the 2 sizes and why we use them where we do. I'm going to demonstrate right here on my pear, and I'll just take it out when I'm done. I'm going to start by showing you the 4 stitches per running inch, and for that I'm going to go in every 3rd hole in the monk's cloth. I don't usually like to count, but it's nice to have something to go by, so I'm going to show you that with counting. You're just going to go in every 3rd hole, so that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and before you know it, you will get muscle memory and you'll be used to going the right distance, and you won't have to think about it, and you won't have to count, and you can measure, and that will give you 4 stitches per inch. Our smaller stitch is 6 stitches per inch, and that's going in every other hole or every 2nd hole, however you would like to think about it. So that'll just be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And before you know it, you won't even have to count. I still use my gauge all the time and keep it close by. So that should be the 6 per inch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the only 2 stitch sizes that we're going to use. You can really see the difference there. Now let's look on the other side, which is the right side of the rug. There we go. Let's just straighten them out a little bit. So this larger stitch, the 4 to the inch, has gaps between the loops, and that's just what you want because you're using this for filling in and you don't want to overpack your rug. When you do your next row, you're going to stagger your rows of stitches like bricks, so it will actually fill in all those gaps. So that's your filling in stitch. This is the 6 to the inch, and see how it makes a nice unbroken line. So it's perfect for doing the outer 2 rows of your rug because it'll make a stronger border for you. It's also what we use for outlines, like outlining the pear, because you wouldn't want a broken line. You want a nice line with good definition. It's also the stitch size that you use for single lines, like your lettering, because you wouldn't want little purple loops to get in between your lettering. You want nice, crisp, clear lettering. And also for a single line, like your vein, you would use this stitch. Let's talk about how close to put our rows. A well-made punch needle rug should look as beautiful on the front as it does on the back. Part of what gives it a nice look on the back is that it's not overpacked. If you put your rows jam-packed together, it will make your piece all lumpy and uneven. Also, you'll notice that you don't see any monk's cloth showing between the rows. Those are called holidays, and you really want to avoid those. So to get a nice row spacing, you can use your stitch gauge to help you. You want to have 7 rows of stitches per inch. So if we measure these, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's look at our demonstration and I'll show you how to do it. I mentioned that you want to stagger your stitches. To do that, you're just going to start your next row of stitches so the first stitch is right in the middle of that stitch. And then you're going to go to the middle of the next stitch. So the beauty of this is if you've measured that first row of stitches, you don't have to measure the next because you're using the initial row as your guide. So as far as how close to put them, you can use the edge of your punch needle to help you. You don't want your stitch to come too far over or you'll have a holiday. You also don't want to cram in too close to the last row. So find a happy medium where the side of your needle is just grazing along. And you're going to stagger them. And look how nicely they nestle in together. And on the other side, you've got lovely loops. They're not overpacked. They have room to bloom like little flowers. And if your rows were too far apart, you'd actually see gaps between the rows. But you don't. They're nicely arranged, and that's just what you're looking for your row spacing.